for me. Okay. Hey, guys. Welcome back to Conversations with Yvonne Michelle. In the break, we had a little issue, and I'm just hoping that you guys from Facebook will be able to find us back here again. But we have actually got onto YouTube Live. So we're streaming from YouTube. We are on Instagram. And we are on Facebook. We are also on www. Let's hope and pray that this works. Anyway, as I was saying before the break, these things come to try us. You can either, when life throws a curveball, you can either let the ball hit you, or you can get your bat and you can hit that ball as hard as you can, and then run the race as much as you can. Yes. We are live all over. Oh, right. Okay. So we've got some great guests in the studio today. So without further ado, I am going to introduce my first guest to you, which is this lovely young man who's sitting by me. His name is Leon Marshall. Greetings. Now, I need you to project your voice, sit right up for me so that our guests can hear you. Now, Leon is a lecturer at and the co-founder of the Hidden Science Academy. His expertise is in holistic health, fitness, nutrition, and biochemistry. Do you know what? I am actually not going to read out your bio. I'm going to ask you to tell our listeners a little bit about you and what you do.
Okay, so I'm a sports science lecturer. I work at London South Bank University. I work on I do two things at the university. I deliver fitness instructor courses and personal training courses there. Mm-hmm. And I'm a sports science lecturer on the sport and exercise science degree course there as well. And so my background is science, but more specifically anatomy and physiology. So I learned about the body and that sort of stuff. So, and it was just through learning about the body that I got interested in the science of Black people, which I wasn't getting from university. I went to school, college, and university, and certain things about Black people they just wasn't explaining.
Right.
So I started to do my own research and found out quite a few interesting things, especially when it comes to melanin and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And so I started to put on my own events, and I've been doing it in London for a little while now, and it's been going down really well. So now we want to move to Luton and move it outside of London, because every time we do events, people come to our events and say, when are you coming to our area? People come to our events from all over, Birmingham, Manchester, and Luton, Bedford. So yeah, this is the first time we're going to be outside of London with one of our events.
Right, so the event that Leon is talking about, I'm going to show you a flyer. Here is the flyer. It is the Hidden Science of Black Hair. You guys can see it on the you can't, but I do believe the flyer may be on the LUR website, because I think I posted it there to advertise this event. So as you guys are on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, you can see the flyer that I'm holding up in my hand. And it's the Hidden Science of Black Hair. It's a one-off presentation, which is happening on Saturday, the 14th of September, 2019. It's taking place at Luton Sixth Form College. Now, tell us what we have. At first, before you tell us anything else, what I want to know is the why. Now, I know you're not taught in school. I wasn't taught in school. I don't think any person of colour really is taught anything about blackness apart from slavery. I think that's the only thing that and that all stemmed from Roots. Yeah, if we're honest. Yeah, because before Roots, we didn't even exist, right? So why Hidden Science of Black Hair?
Well, there was an article, a story that came out, I think it was April this year, and all the news outlets ran with it. It was a scientific discovery. I think it came out in America, and it found that over 80% or nearly 80% of hair products aimed at Black women had what they call EDCs in them. EDC stands for endocrine disrupting chemicals, which, long story short, causes cancer. So nearly 80% of hair products aimed at black people cause cancer. And I found that astounding. And I wanted to know why. So started to do research and realized that most of the products that black women are putting in their hair can lead to health issues. So health issues with obviously their hair and their scalp, but not just that. We don't realize that what we put on our skin, including our scalp, goes into our bloodstream, and then it can affect us internally. So women suffering from fibroids, PCOS, and infertility and digestive issues, this can be partly due to what we're putting not just on our skin, on our scalp, and in our mouth. It's all the same thing. So when it comes to the chemicals now, a lot of us, when we think about health, the only thing we think about is nutrition. Well, your skin needs nutrition as well. Your scalp needs nutrition as well. And if we're putting chemicals on our face, in our hair, that's going to cause the same issues as us eating chemicals, which is basically what the children eat these days when they're going into the chicken shop somewhere else. They're just eating chemicals. So it made me think like, and because of the research that I found with regards to black hair, I didn't really hear anyone talking about it. It felt like that gave me the impetus to say, no, I have to do this. Like, I have to let people know what's really going on. If no one else is going to do it. So I put on the first event, went down extremely well in London, and people kept on saying, the feedback was, we didn't know this stuff. We didn't know about EDCs in products and that sort of stuff. There's even, I'm not going to name them here, but there's even some of the very popular brands, and they have EDCs in them. And these are popular brands that a lot of women are using. But there's so much statistics that I'm going to go through on the day. But that's one statistic. Nearly 80% of hair products aimed at black people cause cancer. Another statistic is when it comes to the black hair care industry, I think in the UK, don't quote me on this, but it's like a £300 million industry.
Yeah, it's one of the fastest growing industries that we have in this country.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is absolutely ridiculous, and we are not the ones who are selling it. Let me just say that too. Okay. I've said it. Let me just say that too. We are not selling it, but we are buying it.
We're buyers. We're consumers.
Yeah, we are consumers. Why are we consumers?
Well, the thing is, to me, there's nothing wrong with being a consumer. However, we're consuming products that are causing us harm. If these products were the healthiest of products and they were helping us with our hair and our health, I don't mind us being consumers. It's the fact that we're consumers, so we're not making any money from it, and it's causing us harm.
Yeah.
So these products that we're buying are not good for our hair. They're not good for our body, but yet we are the people who are buying and keeping this industry afloat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My thing is, somebody has to be the consumer. All right. Someone has to be. But my issue is with our people, and I'm just going to say it because it's me as well, is that we have very little knowledge of what we're buying. We buy in ignorance because we've been fed a lie. And that lie is our hair, especially, is hard to manage. Our skin is dry and flaky. We've been fed a lie for years, generations. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. But when we go back to the motherland, when we go back to the Caribbean, when we go back to Africa, and we start to see the natural products that are used, then, you know, I remember, let me just go there. I remember, you see coconut oil, right? I remember when coconut oil, where people just like would just turn up their face at coconut oil, right? But I remember my grandmother making her own. Do you get me? Yeah. I remember her come groom your skin. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I remember those things, right? And I didn't spend much time with my grandma. This is holidays. Come. Yeah. You know, what is that you're putting on your skin? My mum used to use oil of Ulay. Used to be called Ulay, not called Olay. Right? She used to use that in this country because it did have a nice smell, blah, blah, blah. But when my grandmother saw that, she went, oh, well, what kind of foolishness is that you're putting on your skin? Right? So, but over there, they had a way. It was pure natural. It was even how they cooked, everything was traditional. Everything was This is what we do. And we're getting the best out of the earth, right? But nowadays, we just want everything quick. We want it to smell a certain way. We've got this microwave generation where everything has to be fast, and we don't care as long as the hair is straight. And I was in it. I have to say, I was in it, relaxing until one day I watched a documentary of a dead person, and they took their scalp. They lifted their scalp, and underneath the scalp was all the chemicals of the relaxer underneath the scalp. From that day, it's in my head. Natural. Ear, natural. All here, shaving is natural. Why? Because it's about now learning about who we are, right? And I'm not taking away from any other race, but it's about learning and knowing and having that information. Knowledge is power. If used well. It's powerful. And my friend, you've touched on something. I'm really excited. When, I thank Dee Bailey contacted me about this. And she was like, yeah, you're into hair. And I thought, yeah, what's this about? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. I just got excited because I don't see things like this. I don't hear people talking about this. And I'm sick and tired of going down the road and it's not my people selling the product. And they're listen to me. I'll just say this one more thing and I'm going to bring you back in. I'm a hairdresser, and I went to buy a pack of relaxer. Right in there now, they've got all these different ones on the floor, and I wanted a specific one, and they had one, and the lid was broken, the seal was broken, it had a hole in it, and so I said to them, "Have you got any?" No, we haven't got. Well, but we'll sell you this. We'll give you £2 cheaper. I said to him, "You can't sell that." He's telling me, "No, it's good." I said, "Let me tell you, friend, you cannot sell that, and if you sell that, I'm going to bring in trading standards because that will damage anybody's hair, because once the seal is broken and it's got a hole in it, then it's contaminated. And it's just there. So what I'm saying is the people that are selling the stuff don't even know, and they will sell and give it to you. This poor old lady said, "Oh, my head." The man was selling her some product. I said to the lady, I said, "Auntie," because she was an older lady. I said to her, "Come." And I went and I got her some naturally with shea butter and things like that. And even those have got chemicals in it, right? It was far better. I said, "This is what you need." The man was packing her with all these different stuff she did not need, right? So I said, we must learn about ourselves first and foremost. So Leon, I'm going to bring you back in. I'm going to bring you right back in. So what else did you discover on your journey into finding out about our skin and the melanin?
Yeah, so because I'm coming from like a fitness background, I was delivering personal trainer courses, fitness instructor courses. I was more on the fitness aspect of health, anatomy, and physiology. I just wanted to learn about the body and how to keep fit and that sort of stuff. But the more I started to learn about the body, the more I started to learn about health. The more I started to learn about health, the more I started to realize there's stuff that they're not telling us, especially when it comes to Black people. So again, I didn't really see anyone saying this stuff. So I put together my own course about holistic health, specific to Black people, because there's stuff that they're not telling us with regards to sunlight, melatonin, melanin. So all of this stuff, and I'm a very inquisitive person. I was like, why are they not telling us this stuff? This is even little things like melanin. Everyone has melanin. There's two different types of skin melanin. There's eumelanin, which comes in black and brown, and pheomelanin, which comes in red and yellow. And they're both important. So I don't understand why they're not teaching this stuff in schools. Yeah, it's a pigment, just like chlorophyll. They teach chlorophyll in schools. Every school around the world knows about chlorophyll. They know about photosynthesis. They know about chlorophyll, this pigment that can capture sunlight energy. Well, guess what? Melanin does that as well. And it can do it better than chlorophyll. So why are we not talking or teaching our children about melanin? So I found out quite a lot of stuff about, the differences in the melanin and that sort of stuff. And I just found it very interesting, to the point where I think like anyone who finds out this stuff would find it very interesting. It doesn't really matter what you look like or where you come from. The information with regards to health, with regards to melanin, with regards to sunlight, with regards to circadian rhythm. It surprises me how many people don't know what circadian rhythm is, like your internal biological clock. The fact of the matter is we've not always had smartphones. We've not always had watches. So how did we know the time? Internally. We knew it just from the sun and that sort of stuff. So little things like, and all of that, us getting up at the right time, us going to bed at the right time, keeps our hormones in balance. So when we don't, it messes up our hormones. That leads to hormonal imbalances. In women, hormonal imbalances leads to inflammatory diseases like fibroids, breast cancer, PCOS, and all that sort of stuff. In men, it can lead to prostate cancer, hair loss, erectile dysfunction. This is all due to hormones, hormonal imbalances, and people don't know this stuff. So I was like, I want to do the course, but the course is 5 weeks. Sometimes it's a bit too much information. So I started putting on these events just to give people this information and invite other people down who were experts in their fields. And just like you say, the knowledge is power. People need to know this stuff about themselves. And it's one of those things where the subject matters that we talk about, is if it resonates with you, if it interests you, then you'll come down because you'll want to learn this stuff. If it doesn't, that's cool as well. Not everyone wants to learn about the science, the hidden science of black hair. I've also put on events about the hidden science of colorism. I see you have the flyer up there. The hidden science of black music. We've done the hidden science of black love. We've done quite a few topics, and it's whatever resonates with you. Do you get what I'm saying? There's some people that they're not interested in hair. Unfortunately, a lot of black people, they are. And this is one of my ways of making black people learn more about health. Because if I just put on a course about health, unfortunately, I won't get as many
you won't get as many people.
But I put on an event about hair and loads of people come out, and then I can talk to you about how important your health is.
And how it has an impact on your hair.
Exactly. If you're stressed out, it's going to stop the hair follicle from growing.
That's
and
right.
Stuff. So all of this stuff, I wouldn't have been able to get like a large audience had I not talked about hair, which for whatever reason, a lot of people love to,
Well, I can only go by I can go by the male industry because I've been in hairdressing for just under 30 years. Right. And so, and owning my own salon and having barbers and hairdressers and doing hair myself, I know it, like I can say quite categorically, I know that black hair is one of the biggest, fastest growing industries we have in this world. It's not even in this country. It's in this world because when you look at it in different countries, you can see it's hair. Women, this is our crown. This is our glory. And if you ask any woman if her hair don't look right, she don't feel right. Any woman out there, and I would test any woman to argue that fact. If your hair don't feel good, if your hair ain't right, you don't feel right. So this is how I know this is a big industry. And I also go to the shops. And for me, we live in this area, and we have quite a few hair and beauty shops, right? My thing is there are not many of my people who are in that industry. And those who are in the industry, when you go to the shop, there is nothing in there. Do you know what I mean? So you go to our Asian counterparts. I'm just going to say, do you know what I mean? I just have to be honest, right? We go to the Asian counterparts. The shop is full. Do you know what I mean? It's like a child and sweetie shop. Everything is there. Bright everything. And sometimes you can't even move in the shop. They've got so much things in there, right? But we who are buying the products, are using the products. We can't even go to our own black person because he ain't got no products in there. He's not investing, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes they say we don't support, but actually, if you had the products, I think we would support, because why would we go over there? We go over there because they have the products. They don't know what products they're selling. They're selling the wrong products. We're consuming it, and then we are the ones who are having the issues with our health. So I see now more and more Black, African, Caribbean people making their own products. And I salute that 100%. I salute that because we need that. We need our own things. And I think what you're doing, you know, the science behind Black relationships, behind everything, because I think we've been shut down as a people for so long. And I'm just embracing all of this. I mean, even for me, I'm just going to say, because I'm one of these people, like, to be honest, I have said out of my own mouth, oh, I'm going to run this business, I'm going to run it, and I'm going to attract white people. Why? Because they buy. We generally don't buy unless, we don't buy from our own unless of something, right? And I don't know what that something is. The wind might blow away this a certain way. But what I want to see more of now, and for me now, I'm like this, I'm embracing my own, because I can't embrace something that's not me. So for me now, it's like, okay, so tell me more about this. I want to learn more. Even as a hairdresser, I want to learn more about the melanin. I want to learn more about the hair. I want to learn more about relationships. I want to learn more about our music. I want to learn more about... So guys, those of you who are listening, you need to come out on Saturday.
Most definitely. And guys as well. It's not just women. Like, we're going to be talking about testosterone. So hormonal imbalance in men and women. We're going to be talking about male pattern baldness and the reason why it's happening. And obviously all the health issues that men go through, prostate cancer and that sort of stuff, because it's not just women putting chemicals in their hair. Men are putting chemicals in their hair as well. Men are putting chemicals on their face and that sort of stuff. And a lot of men are getting into male grooming now. Male grooming is becoming very popular. So where are you getting your products from? Chances are you're getting the same products that the women are getting, so that they have cancer-causing chemicals in them as well. We have a question. Why don't or aren't the Asians not employ Black people to sell these products? Why don't they employ Black people to sell the products? Yeah, in their shops. Well, they should, but they don't. Well, these companies who have these products, they're very smart, so they'll put Black people on the front of the product. So you'll think it's a Black product when whoever owns it doesn't look like the person on the front. No. So that's their way of getting Black people through the door. Yeah. When you walk into these shops, we're not the ones selling the products, but when you look around, all you see is Black imagery. Yeah. What's the shop called? Afro Hair and Beauty Shop or something like that. So it attracts us because we believe it is us. But it's not. But it's actually not. Yeah. It's not us at all. And the thing about it, I'll say this about the products, because this is something that gripes me as a hairdresser. They change the products and they don't say. They change the chemicals within the products. Yeah. You know, like when you see Schwarzkopf or one of those other brands like for European hair, new improved. Yeah. It's got this in it, and you'll see, it's got this keratin to make the hair smoother. And you see it on the advert, right? Newly improved, and it's got this and it's got that in it. But our products, you never see that. And they change the products all the time, and they do not say at all. Hence why you'll go in 1 month and you might have your hair relaxed and it don't burn. And then the following month, you go, or the 6 weeks, 12 weeks, or however long you have it, and you use the same thinking product, and then it's burning out your scalp because they've changed something in it and they don't say. Yeah. It's only when you read the fine print, and you need a magnifying glass. Yeah. You don't need glasses. Like, I don't bother to look with these because you can't see. You need a magnifying glass. Yeah. Anyway. And that's why the science is so important, because a lot of these products, they rely on the scientists to tell them what the product does, what the benefits of the products are, what the drawbacks are. So when these articles come out in the newspaper, or the recent studies that say that 80% of these hair products cause cancer, they knew that already. Yeah. Because they done the research before they put out the product. You have to do that. You have to know what your product does, and you have to know what's in it. So it's not until these scientific reports come out that something changes. That's why I like when they come out, because I can use that and say, look, this is a scientific report and it says that these products cause cancer. So, for example, back in the day when they used to have a chemical called lye.
Yeah.
Lye in all of the hair products, and they knew what lye did.
Yeah.
But it weren't until it came out in the media what lye was doing that they said, okay, they're gonna take it out, and then that's how they promote it to the black community.
Yeah, no lye.
No lye. Yeah. So
No.
they know this was killing you, but now we've taken it out.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So they know this stuff before. It's not until this scientific report comes out that everyone goes, oh my gosh, I'm not. And then they use that to kind of change around their market. So they just wait for a media story to come out, and then they say, okay, let's say that this product doesn't have that dangerous thing in it.
Right, guys, for those of you who are just joining us, we are talking to Leon Marshall. He is the founder of the Hidden Science of Black Hair. Is that right, Leon?
The Hidden Science Academy, we put on events and courses.
That's
and
right.
This is one of our events. So this is the Hidden Science of Black Hair. And
this is happening on Saturday?
Saturday the 14th, so next Saturday. And this is the first time we're doing it outside of London. Like, with Luton community, you have to come out for this, because the times that we've been doing it in London, it's gone down so well, to the point where when I put this one out, the London people were saying, why is it outside of London? They're upset. But we've got Londoners coming out. That's how important the information is. So
this is vital. So those of you who are listening, Leon is going to stay with us anyway. We're going to still be talking. We've got Hanifa Mohammed here also. We're going to be talking about personal development. And we're also going to be looking at, listen, your confidence, your hair. It all works one with all. Right, those of you on Facebook, do stay with us. If you do have any questions for Leon, please do put them on the feed. We will ask those questions. Thank you, those of you who are on Instagram asking questions. What do Asians know about the products? You have to go and ask them. Ask them. I'm sure they know something. Yeah.
Exactly.
Profit margin.
Yeah. Right. So you know what? I'm just saying. Let me just put this out as a disclaimer. There's no disrespect to any race, but this is our thing right about now. And you know what? Part of me just feels like, why am I apologizing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because this is about us.
Yeah, no, and it's about health as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at the event, I'm going to be talking about health. So everyone should be concerned if these products are causing women cancer.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter what color they are. If a product is causing cancer, then it's causing cancer.
Then they should get it off the market.
Get it off the market.
Okay, right. So I'll ask that question when we come back on there, because we've got another. Okay.
Put it in your conversation and post there as well.
Brilliant. Actually, when I go to my business page, it links with all of my pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might. Yeah. So what I might just do is sort that. Put your on that as well.
Right, yeah, but fine.
All right, guys. I hope you're finding this very informative. I'm on one today. I don't know. I'm just having a day. I'm not normally this housework. Just having one. I'm on one.
You're on one.
I'm on one today.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Be yourself.
Yeah. I just. The whole hair thing. It does grate me. It really, really does.
Yeah.
Because you've been there. Because you've been there. It's not like something you don't know.
No.
You see it firsthand.
Because I see the burn. I've seen scalp damage. I've seen people have come to me with scalp damage, and they're like, "Can I do anything?" I mean, I've got family members who have said, "Look, I've got this. What can you do to help?" Because for me, in my hairdressing is not about having the straightest hair. It's not about. I'm very good at cutting. I love cutting hair. However, it's about the health of the scalp.
Yeah.
For me, first and foremost. And that's what I pride myself on, and my clients know me for, and they will not. I've tried to retire from hairdressing, they're not having it at all. So I still do. I don't do it as much, but I still have a core group of clients now where I just deal with my clients, like my books, and I haven't opened my books for years. And I just do those, and I look after their hair, I look after their scalp. And it's funny because the scalp, you can tell so much about what a person's going through by looking at their scalp.
Yeah.
So much. You know, you can tell if someone's stressed, if they're not,
Yeah.
if whatever they're going through, you know, I'm like, so, you know, they sit in the chair and I look and I say, so, okay, so what's happening with you?
What's happening? Yeah.
You know, and it is like a counselling
Yeah.
session.
Oh God, yeah.
What's,
Yeah.
you know, what is,
Yeah.
you know, coaching them through
Whatever's going on.
through their hair,
Mm.
your hair snapping. What's going on? You know, are you drinking enough water? And they look at me like, well, you know, I think we need products. And first and foremost, what are you putting in your body first? More than the creams and what you putting in your body.
Yeah.
What is it? What's going on around you? What are you putting in your body? And then we
put him in your mind.
and then we
What
just
are you putting in your head? What are you watching?
What are
you listening to?
And
What's
then you
your
look.
environment? What are you taking in?
Yeah. What's your stress levels like? What's happening?
Oh, it's just off the charts.
And welcome back. Thank you for joining us tonight on Conversations with Yvonne Michelle. Want to say a big hello to those who are on Instagram. Heidi Bailey, how are you? Well done, by the way, for your 24-hour walking and raising money for cancer research. Well done to you. I saw some of your videos, your Facebook lives over the weekend. So I just wanted to give you a big shout out. Also, those of you who are listening on our Facebook page and those who are on our YouTube, we are streaming live on YouTube. It's quite new for us to do YouTube, but we are here live and direct. So I just want to thank you all for joining us and supporting what we do on this show. We have been talking to Leon Marshall, and we've been talking about an event that's coming up, the Hidden Science of Black Hair, which is happening on the 14th of this month, which is Saturday coming, isn't it?
Yeah, this
Saturday.
Yeah.
It's happening at Luton Sixth Form College, and we've got guest speakers as well. There's Leah Salmon, and she's the Naturally You coach, and she's the host. We've got Natasha Briscoe, Arise and Shine Cosmetics, Care for Afro Hair, and there's a host of other speakers that we have. And Leon Marshall will be speaking. He's the scientist, the truth about melanin and hair elasticity. So we've got loads of things going on. We've got workshops as well going on the day. Now, are the early bird tickets gone? Have they all gone?
No, there's still some available.
Right, so the early bird tickets are £10 and £15, and thereafter they will be £20 on the door. Are you hearing me? So if you want the £10 ticket, you need to go on there tonight.
Well, I'd actually like to give out a discount code as well, if that's okay.
Ooh, you know we always love a discount, you know.
Only for 24 hours, though.
Do you hear that, guys? 24 hours. Today is what? What's today's date?
I don't know. Is it?
No one knows the date.
The 9th, yeah.
It's the 9th of September 2019. So until the 10th, which is tomorrow, there is a discount code. What is the discount code, please, Leon?
Luton 50.
Luton 50. We're going to
capital letters, Luton 50. Use that on Eventbrite, and where it says enter promo code, you just enter that. And it will give you the tickets, the £10 tickets for 50% off. So that's what the 50 pertains to. Luton 50, 50% off. That means you get the £10 tickets for £5 for the next 24 hours.
Get one for me.
For the next 24 hours.
24 hours.
You have to be quick. 24 hours. So
24 hours. Discount Luton 50. Right? If you want a discounted ticket, there you go. There is the discount code. Luton in capitals, LUTON 50. That's a beautiful figure, you know.
50% off.
And it gives you 50% off if you want. Listen, not if you. Make sure you go. Make sure you go. You need to go. Be quick. I see someone saying 3 tickets. 3.
Do it quickly.
I see someone else saying 5. Do it now.
People will forget.
Right. Do
24 hours.
24 hours.
9 o'clock tomorrow.
Right. So you need. Where would you get the tickets from? For advance
so where
tickets?
it says book, You use that link, Eventbrite. If you type in the hidden sites of Black Hair in Eventbrite, you'll find it. But where it says book, that's the Eventbrite link.
Right. Okay.
You can
go on Eventbrite, Luton Black Hair Luton, and then put your discount code in, and you're good to go. You've only got this evening, right? So Dee, let me just say, Dee managed and her team raised £1,661.
Wow.
Well done for that. And Dee, you've put exhibitors. I'm assuming you're asking, are there exhibitors, or can you be a bit more specific to your question? Because I don't know what you mean by exhibitors, ? Please let me know. Can you buy cash? Is a question that we've got on.
Yeah, on the door, it's £20.
There you go. £20 cash.
That's cash on the door.
On the door. If you want to pay £20,
just turn up
on the door with your cash. But if you want it discount, go on Eventbrite.
For those who have never used Eventbrite before, you might have to ask one of your younger either siblings or family members, people who know how to use the internet, because I get that a lot. Well, I've never used Eventbrite, I don't know how to use it.
Okay.
Just get someone else to use it and book your tickets for you.
I tell you what you do. Go on YouTube. Everything is on YouTube. If you can't do it, how to.
Very straightforward.
Yeah, how to use Eventbrite. Just put that in YouTube and it will give you the instruction. They're in a video form so you can follow it bit by bit. There you go. Right. So, Leon, stay with us. We're going to talk a little bit more. But I am going to bring in Hanifa, who is an author. We could just move. Yeah, we could just move the mic. Oh, actually, yeah. To get her on camera, it might be better. Yeah. Okay. So whilst they're moving around, Hanifa is an author, and Hanifa has more than 20 years' experience as a qualified social worker and combines this with her training, as a life and stress coach to connect with people in an empathetic and empowering way. She understands the reality, rewards, and challenges of everyday frontline practices in a climate of cuts, media attention, and increasingly complex social problems. Hanifa is passionate about encouraging workers to take care of their own health and well-being to avoid becoming fatigued, stressed, and even burnt out. Her book is called The A to Z of Stress Solutions for Workers in Social Care, Health, and Professionals. Sorry. Here we have Hanifa Mohammed. Hello, my darling. Let me just get you here.
Sure.
Well, I know. Okay, that's wonderful.
Is that better?
Yes,
Okay.
we've got you in just now because we've got this big screen over here, you see, and that shows us how it's on the screen. So it's not necessarily as we see it over there.
Oh, right.
The mic's in your face.
Yeah, the mic is in your face. So can you project your voice a little bit?
Okay.
That's. Oh no! Hold on. Oh no! Oh, we're on a delay. That's why we're on a delay. There we go. Yes, that's better. We can see your wonderful face. So, anyway, welcome, Hanifa.
Thank you.
It has been a long time coming.
It has, hasn't it?
It has.
But we're here now.
We are here. We definitely are
And
here.
I've been to your events many years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, you had some events in London.
Yeah.
Many
Really?
long time ago. That's where I first saw you.
Yes, that's very
brilliant.
true.
Yeah.
So how are you? How's things?
I'm very well, thank you very much. I'm very busy at the moment, and I'm glad that I'm busy.
Good.
Trying to look after myself in the process of the busyness, and trying to make the busyness practical, to have some fun at the same time. But I'm doing well at the moment.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear because I saw you the other day, didn't I?
You did.
I did, and you were doing People Power Passion.
Yes.
And you were doing some poetry. So tell my listeners about your poetry first, and then we'll go into the.
In fact, I love talking about that more than I love talking about social work. But it's not that I don't like talking about social work and the health and well-being and so on. It's just that the poetry is really, it's like a toy that I've just picked up, although I've been writing for 20 odd years or so, but it's like a toy that I've just picked up and I'm just thinking, yes, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So going back to your question, tell me about the poetry.
Yeah.
So I started writing poetry, as I say, about 20 years ago or more. But I wrote stuff and then just put it in a folder and then never did anything with it at all, nothing at all. But it's just something that I liked. It was a hobby. I liked it and did it. And I write about anything that grabs my attention at that time. It could be about relationships. It could be about health. It could be a political situation that's happening at the moment. But something will come to me and I will write about it. It could be one word and I'll write about it. And about 2 years ago, I saw a friend of mine who actually invited me down to a poetry event that's being run by Soul Food Poetry Collective.
Oh, yes.
MP. And she invited me to come down there. But I didn't know that she was actually going to be on the stage. She was part of the collective. She didn't say that to me at all. And I saw her, suddenly she was introduced and I thought, oh my goodness, look at you down there. And that inspired me to think, I wonder if I could do this. I wonder if I could. She gave me the courage to even think about it. Fast forward to where we are now, I did think about it. I did ask if I could be a part of the collective, just try my hand at it. And some 2 years on, here I am. And I've written my first poetry book. I've written and self-published my first poetry book.
Is this the poetry book?
Yeah.
Guys, this is the book.
I'm so happy and so proud about it.
My Soul Purpose.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that title.
Yeah.
My Soul Purpose, guys. Where can we find this book?
So at the moment, because Amazon are kind of like messing around with my account at the moment. Unfortunately, this is no disrespect to Amazon. They have a lot to do. They're a large company, and things go wrong. But we're in discussions about how to regularize the situation with my first book, which is on Amazon, but it's on at a ridiculous price. But as I said, we're talking about and working that out.
Okay.
So at the moment, they can get the book. People can get the book from me, and I can give you my number and my email address at the end, and they can get the book. Either one of them, they can get them from me directly at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a website?
Yes, I do have a website, and I'll give you that at the end as well if I can.
Do you have a Facebook page?
I have a Facebook page.
I
Yes,
know
I'll
you have
give
a
that.
Facebook. I know you have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
So do you have a business Facebook page?
Okay. I have a business Facebook page. Yes, I do. Thanks to my someone who's helping me at the moment with that. Yeah.
You can sell your book on your Facebook page. Let me just tell you that.
Thank
There
you
you go.
so much. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I'll ask my the person who's advising me at the moment to assist me with that.
Yeah. Put it on Facebook and get it directly. Yes, you can.
Yeah. Oh,
you can sell things on
sense.
Facebook. You can do lots of things on Facebook.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's my little nugget for you today.
Thank you very much.
Sell it on Facebook. Listen, when it comes to business,
you're the one. Yeah.
we find clarity, don't we? That's all we need.
You know who to go to.
Yes, this clarity.
All right.
And so just a bit of clarity. This book and this book, they're yours.
Yes.
These are your content. These are your business cards. These are your weapons of mass destruction in the world. You can sell them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you don't even need a page. You don't even need a website nowadays.
I know.
You can just do
That's what everyone keeps telling me.
You
You don't actually need one.
You don't. I have 3.
Yeah.
And I don't really use them, to be fair. I keep saying I must someday.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't need.
I mean, actually, my book is actually available on my poetry blog. I do have a poetry blog as well, and my book can be purchased through that. But eventually it'll come to me, and I'll send the book out to you. That's no problem at all. But I'm interested in the using Facebook as a selling outlet. Didn't know that at all. Didn't think they allowed that. But you learn something new every day, and I'm all about learning.
Facebook is a wonderful tool.
Yeah.
Trust me. I love me a bit of Facebook, me. The younger ones are like saying it's for the older ones.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind. I don't mind. And I do believe you can sell it on Instagram. Haven't quite worked that one out yet, but you can.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm getting the thumbs up. Yeah, you can sell on Instagram. There's a lot you can do on social media. Trust me, you can use it for your good.
You see, I'm not a techie person at all, and I have no shame there's no shame in the game on that one for me.
Oh, no.
I'm not techie. I'm not tech savvy. I wish I were, but I'm not at all. But I'm willing to learn, always willing to learn. So you tell me that can be done, fine, I will find someone who
Fine.
can help
That's
you do
right.
it. So
Yes.
that's great.
It's
That's great.
it's in our
Mm.
age group.
Yeah.
I'm not tech savvy
No.
at all, but you'll see me using Facebook.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Oh gosh, yeah. I see you
Yes.
all the time on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do my little thing
Yeah.
on Facebook. Now I'm on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm on YouTube.
Well,
I'm pushing it. I'm
Wow,
pushing up borders.
yeah, you are.
I'm extending my curtains. My tents are getting wider and wider.
And I think that's so important. It's so important for our well-being to be informed. Because when you're outside of the curve, if you like, you can feel so. You almost feel vulnerable sometimes, and people will sell you anything.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't, because you don't know.
Yeah.
But once you're informed,
it's true.
World's your oyster.
It's true.
Ooh.
Knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge is power if used correctly.
That's right. Absolutely. So we have My Soul Purpose, and this is the new book. Have you had a launch for this book?
Yes, I had a launch in May. In fact, the launch that the book launch that Dee Bailey organised.
Yes, I do remember. Yeah, I do remember. Yes,
I launched it in May. And, I'm self-published, and it's going very well. Wherever I go, I take my book, and I'm invited to read some poetry from my book, and I enjoy it very, very, very much. Yeah. And the thing about it, because I write about, as I say in the book, I write about life, loving, and learning. So my book is very much about what affects and what affects people's lives. It's about now. A lot of what I say resonates. I realise it resonates with people wherever they are, and that's the whole point of it. And I love that. And you just know when something that you said has touched someone. I'm sure you experience it yourself on the radio, and it's just such a great feeling to know that you've inspired someone to maybe take some action or given them a thought, something they haven't thought about. So yeah, that's great. Great feeling.
Okay, so we got this. So have you got a short one? Because I think maybe just after the break, we'll have a poem. Right? Okay, and we're going to talk about the A to Z of stress solutions.
I'd love to talk about the A to Z of stress solutions, because that will also lead me into talking about a women's retreat that I'm putting on at the end of September. And so I'm looking forward to sharing some information about that too. Good.
Now this show, as you know, this show is about plug. You know, we have lots of listeners. They listen all over the world, so you never know where you're going to get people contact you from. So it is very much about what you're doing and how can we push that? How can we promote that so that more people get to know about what you're doing? So, stress solutions, resiliency and well-being. Tell us a little bit about this book that you've written.
So let me just tell you a little bit about the genesis of it, where it actually came from. So as you said, I've been a social worker for over 30 years, and I enjoy what I do in terms of social work, but what I enjoy more than anything is connecting with people. I'm very much a people person. I'm not a paper person. So in some ways, there are aspects of what I do that don't necessarily, I don't necessarily enjoy the paper side. The people side is what I enjoy. I enjoy working with people, seeing people come in one way and going out another way. And that's what coaching is all about. For me too. It's about moving people, helping people to move from where they are to where they want to be. So my book was written at a time of 2014, I think I wrote that. And the truth about it is it was a direct response to a situation that I'd experienced at work, not me personally, but one of our professionals, because of what she was going through at the time and things happening in her life at the time. Unfortunately, she didn't actually make it. She really, really tried. And she was struggling with a lot of things in her life. Stress was a particularly significant factor for her. And what that triggered in me was a desire because I look around my office and I see us all on the phone, eating a sandwich, typing a report at the same time, talking to a colleague over there, all happening at the same time. And it just made me think, but yeah, of course, she was caught up in that,
Mm.
and we're all caught up in it, and some of us can manage to negotiate it and find
Yeah.
our way through it, and others just don't. So as I say, unfortunately, she didn't make it through. And we love her and we miss her now. But I certainly know that made me think. I remember sitting there very consciously and saying, what can I do to help my colleagues when we're feeling stressed? So if I sit there and I watch us and, I don't know how to deal with this problem, I don't know how to deal with that, I'm feeling so stressed. I just thought, okay, what would I want if it was me? If I was feeling like that, I would just want a little, some little message, something that I can look at, that'll give me some practical advice to help me deal with, for instance, well, I just opened the page and it's decision making. Sometimes we're stumped. Okay, somebody's come to me, they've got an issue, but I just do not know how to, I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what advice to give them, what decisions they should make and so on. Well, here's something that will help us, to look at the whole concept of decision making and how we can make it easier for ourselves. So I've literally gone through the alphabet, and there's a chapter for every letter. So A would be awareness, C would be consciousness, D, as I say, would be decision making, and so on and so forth, and B would be balance. So it's all about just helping us as not just professionals, though, because in fact this is all of us become stressed, whether we are professionals, whether a housewife, a parent, we all experience stress in our lives, and we know that 1 in 4 people will experience some level of stress at some point in their lives.
Absolutely.
So if I can make a contribution to minimizing that in some way, in a person's life, then I believe that I will have helped, and I will feel good about having helped someone.
Absolutely, because we have it's the
World Suicide Prevention.
Yeah.
World Suicide Prevention Day. Yeah. And
that's
on
tomorrow.
The 10th.
Is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's tomorrow.
It's on the 10th.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because this is a real. This is a
It's
real thing.
really
I mean, I've had family members who have passed away in that way of committing suicide. So I know that this stress relief is very much needed. Mental health is real.
Yeah.
It really
Mental
is
health
real.
is very real. Yeah.
And I think sometimes stress in itself will manipulate, I'll use the word, our mental health. And I think that sometimes we just brush over it and think, just get over it, whatever. But I think it only becomes more and more real when it impacts your own family.
Yes.
And like I say, recently there's family members who have displayed some serious mental health, and that is due to stress. So things like this, stress solutions, resiliency, and well-being. This is very, very, very. Let's see if I get that in there. There we go. Very, very important for us to. So do grab a hold of this. If you would like a copy of this book, we will put a link up in the feed that you'll be able to contact Hanifa, because like we say, mental health is really, really real. And we were, talking earlier with Leon, and we're talking about, how we treat ourselves, what we put in our bodies, what we put on our skin, what we put in our minds, and how we're treating ourselves. Self-care is so important.
It's absolutely key. I was talking to a lady today who is, she will say by her own admission, she tends to brush over, any feelings of stress, and because her thing is about making other people feel good about themselves.
Okay.
She is experiencing extreme depression, acute depression, and I had to say to her today, you have to go and get some help now, because the things that she was saying to me made me so fearful, and I know she lives alone, made me so fearful for her.
Right.
And she's just on the edge of it. She's not sleeping well, she's not eating well, she's not going out. She's very, very deprecating. She's very, very, she doesn't feel good about herself at all, and doesn't want to communicate. It's now at the point where she doesn't want to communicate with people, and just feels that what's the point of going on? And I just said to her,
Dangerous
no,
place.
you just got to go and get help.
Yeah.
This can't.
Yeah.
This is even beyond stress now. This
Mm.
is acute depression.
Yeah.
And I said to her, you must go and get some help, and you must be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to learn, I think, as people, that it's okay
Yes.
to ask for help.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I think there is this, especially amongst our own people, to ask for help is this. There's a thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's this thing. Like, you know, you've got to be strong, especially with certain women as well. You know, you've got to be that strong person.
Yeah.
You know, you can't show any kind of falter. You know,
you can't show you. It's almost as though it's wrong to show any level of vulnerability.
Yeah.
And you know, I've seen quite a few poems over the years that are called "The Strong Black Woman." I love the notion of that, and I want us to be independent, and I want us to be proud and strong, and do what we can for ourselves. But also, I want to just shatter that myth about this strong black woman who can do anything better than any man and better than anyone. We just got to get off that. We are human beings.
So let's be
that. Let's have some balance.
You know the Oh, we've got 5 seconds. We're going to break. 30 seconds. We've got 30 seconds and we're going to break. But you know that strong woman perception, vulnerability is being strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
Yeah,
it is being
strong.
Yeah.
It is a strength to be vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong in it. So I would promote that. If you need help, ask for it.
Absolutely. We'll be back right after the break. Okay, guys, those of you who are on, we're still live on Instagram. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing on YouTube and Facebook? I know that we've got some questions. So when we come back after the break, we'll ask that. How do you stop overthinking when times are hard? When women are going through the pause.
The big pause. Yeah.
So we'll tackle that question after the break. So we're going to go to, after the break now, we're going to go to some questions. So we're going to bring Leon back in. Yeah, we're going to share the mic.
Just want to twist the camera around.
Yeah, so we need to just bring you guys in a little bit more. Right. Hello, Lyndon. How are you doing? Right, so you need to bring it around a bit more that way. We've got a delay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going. Keep going. Keep going. Yes, perfect. That's it. No, a little bit back, a little bit back, a little bit back. Towards me. Towards me.
It's a delay. It's delayed. Yeah, it's delayed.
A little bit more. You do it a little bit more. Hold on. Because we've got that cushion at the side, so we don't really need that. Yeah, perfect. We're good.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody there on Facebook. I can see you talking. Let me go on to my
mic closer to you.
Okay.
So we can pull that in. That's it. And I shall go on Facebook on my phone so I can actually read what I need to read.
I was going to say, I don't know how you can see that.
Yeah, I can see. I can't see what's close. I can see far.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I am the watchman on the tower. I see it.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, I see it. But you put it in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just how it is. Over here. Come on. Come on. Did I do it on my main page? It's on my main page.
It's on your main page, yeah.
There we go.
You've got 10 seconds. Go so quickly.
Turn the volume. And there we go. And welcome back to Conversations with Yvonne Michelle. We've got our special guests in the studio. We have Hanifa Mohammed and we also have Leon Marshall. And we have been talking about the science behind black hair. We've been talking about personal development. We've been talking about the 80 set of stress solutions. And we've also been speaking about My Soul Purpose, which is Hanifa's new book, poetry book that you can get on her website,
Yes.
or you can get directly from her, as she is in negotiations with Amazon.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, negotiations. And also we have Leon here, who is he is a college lecturer and is called The Scientist. Is that, do they call you The Scientist? Because I like the way that you got The Scientist.
Yeah, that's what they call me. So
Yeah.
it's stuck.
Yeah, the truth. The truth about melanin and and hair elasticity. Let me do that because we've lost. Now the thing is with Instagram, it only gives you a certain amount of time.
Oh, is that how it goes?
Yeah, so we do that and then we have to log back on again, and there we go. We go right there. So part 2. There we go. So Instagram will come back. So good evening those of you who are on the www and have stayed with us this evening. As Leon was talking about the hidden science of black hair, the event is happening on Saturday the 14th of September. It will be at Luton Sixth Form College. You can get the tickets from Eventbrite Direct, and there is a discount code, and it's a 50% discount code. They're laughing at the way that I'm looking at. Right, the early bird tickets are still available. They're early bird tickets, £10. So if you use the discount code, you're getting that for £5. Doesn't that sound good?
Yes.
It does. It sounds good to everybody's purse. Right, especially as we've got this foolish Brexit business going on.
Please.
Anyway, so Eventbrite, go on to Eventbrite and book your ticket. That discount code only lasts for 24 hours from now. Is it from now or from earlier on today?
From now, from 9 o'clock. So
From 9 o'clock this evening. So you got from 9 o'clock to this evening to 9 o'clock tomorrow to purchase your ticket. It is at the Sixth Form College. It's a very, very nice venue as well. And there's lots of exhibitors there.
yeah, there's going to be an African market there. So they're going to be exhibiting. Obviously, we're going to have people who are going to be exhibiting their black hair care products.
Good.
Fantastic.
Natural black hair care
Ooh,
products.
wow.
Yeah.
They're going to be talking about it. Sherilyn from Pure Goodness, she's going to be doing like a workshop where she's going to be doing a live demonstration of how she puts together her products using natural stuff. Like, I think she even uses like fruits and coconut oil and all that sort of stuff.
Fantastic.
So she would literally show you how to put together hair products at home. So you can do it at home. You don't have to go out and buy anything. You just need to buy the ingredients and you can put it together. That's going to be one of the workshops. There's going to be other stalls there, people selling jewelry, African jewelry, people selling clothes and that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's going to be a lot going on.
A lot going on. Topics include cancer-causing chemicals, EDCs in hair black products. So it's to bring awareness. Also, washing and managing black hair, a brief history of black hair styles, how diet affects the hair, hair and scalp conditioners, and links to nutritional deficiencies. Lots and lots and lots of things on here. It's a fully packed day. What time does it start?
So it starts from 12 all the way to 8. So there's various speakers, and every time there's a speaker on, you could either just sit down and watch the speaker, or you can just go to the African market. It's all going to be in the one place. So
Right.
there's going to be food there as well. Just a lot going on. And the day always goes very quickly.
Right.
It seems like it's a long day, 12 to 8, but there's so much
Before you know
information. And the information becomes like your nutrition.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like you're feeding your mind, you're feeding the brain. So the feedback that we've got from previous events is that the day goes so fast that come 8 o'clock, no one wants to leave.
Okay.
It's always we have to try and like push them out. And depending on what venue we have, we always get in trouble. Like people are like, come on now, it's 9 o'clock, you gotta go. Do you know what I'm saying? But people, they just want. I've found that we have a first for this information because no one's talking about this stuff.
Especially
not from a science perspective. No one's really breaking it down from a science perspective. And I've found we really do have a thirst for this knowledge. Like if you just tell people what they're gonna learn, they will come out because it's stuff that they want to know about themselves. So
right.
Yeah.
Lyndon is saying, say hello to Leon the man, enough respect.
Thank you, Lyndon. Greetings, Lyndon.
Yes. Yes. Lyndon, you'll be back on the show shortly, you know. We need to have you back on.
Me and Lyndon did an event together. The Human Science of Type 2 Diabetes. So amazing.
That would have gone down
we'll have to bring that to Luton.
So again, with all of this stuff, there's stuff they're not telling us, especially us as Black people.
And
then again, it's not to exclude anyone. It's just, if you look at the statistics, we're the ones who are suffering from type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure and high cholesterol and all this sort of stuff. So we just need to find out why. That's all I'm trying to find out. So when I put on these events, it's about trying to find out why. And the best way to find out why is to go with what the statistics say, what the scientists say, and get to the truth that way.
Yes, most definitely. Right, guys. I can't see now with the glasses on. See that? I can see it.
I don't get that.
I love it.
How you can see
I see that so clearly.
Oh my God.
Dee Bailey saying education. Absolutely. It is the key. We do need to edify ourselves and our counterparts and our children. As the elders now, we are the elders now. And we need to be educated, but we also need to educate our children.
Yes.
It's very, 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 very important.
And this is the time when we've got knowledge, because back in the day, we didn't have the kind of knowledge that we now have. Brothers like yourself, people like all over are bringing out knowledge to us that we didn't have before.
That's right.
30 years ago, there wasn't any such thing as the science of black hair, the hidden science of black hair.
That's
We
right.
just lie on our head top and just went out the street, and that's what we did. But now,
because we wanted to look like,
of course,
we've been sold a lie that the straight hair
Mm.
was easier to manage.
Yeah.
But I do Afro and European hair,
Mhm.
and it's not harder to manage.
No.
It's exactly the same.
Well, I think if that wasn't the case, there wouldn't be any other hairdressing shops.
You wouldn't be
hairdressing shops for Europeans if their hair wasn't, didn't have challenges
They-
in itself.
absolutely.
They also have problems with that.
They do,
Yeah.
absolutely,
As we do. Yeah.
The only thing is they learn
Yes.
how to, or they just go to the salon and they go in.
Yeah.
And most salons, I'm just going to say, are more organised than the Afro salons, and so they have got the timing down to a T. Whereas we might think that we can do a blow dry in the same time, but we might need to give 5-10 minutes more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just calculating the time
Yeah.
and knowing what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You look at hair, oh yeah, I can do that there, but actually it's a head of hair, it's thick.
Sure.
We as Black people have thick hair, which means we have more hair follicles on our head. Doesn't mean to say that the head is bigger. It just means that the follicles are more on the head.
So the volume is bigger, so the time it takes to work on it is longer.
It's longer.
Takes longer.
It happens with European hair as well. So once you know the hair, once you know the trade, once you know what you're doing, then allocate the time. But what sometimes happens is the thing is with black hair in general, as a black stylist, I could probably work on 3 or 4 heads at the same time while one is processing.
Yes.
Whereas in a European, they don't do that. Or with us, we like one person to work on our head. And we want that one person to work on our head from beginning to end. In a European salon, you have a junior. The junior does the washing. The junior might do the drying out, or the junior might apply the colour. The junior will be training. Whereas with us, we want the one stylist to do it all, and that can't work.
But I must say,
it can work. It just takes longer.
It can, and I must say, Yvonne, that in fairness to some of our black hair shops, they are developing that style of working. Because where I go to get my twists done, they're very good they'll have one person washing. They'll have somebody else doing something else. I've got the main person who does my hair because I want him to do my hair, or there's another sister who does it. But they do have. We are
we're developing
that knowledge and that understanding of sort of like having that kind of system. So I think we're learning.
I think we're getting there. But I think the client has to realise, because I still have clients who are like, can you wash my hair? No, because I don't have the time.
No,
I've got other people to do. I'm the stylist. I do the end.
Yeah.
So be washing you, I can do that.
Of course you can.
I can.
Yeah.
But then you mess up my whole day, and then I'm going to charge you more. Simple. It has to be. It has to be that cutthroat now.
Yeah.
To bring the understanding, it's not that you're on a conveyor belt, but this is how the business has to run, because there's not many European salons that are open at 10 o'clock at night.
No.
Right? When they say they finish at 5:30, they're leaving at 5:30. 5:45, that push. But they're leaving on time.
We're still doing nothing.
We're still doing nothing.
Oh gosh, yes.
We're still doing it.
Yeah.
And that, but we're adopting a more of a business kind of mindset.
That reminds me, I'm going to be doing the Hidden Sides of Black Business next year. That's going to be
that's going to be.
I think that one's so important because we're not, like, our problem is not starting businesses.
No.
It's the professionalism and
maintaining
them.
Maintaining it.
We don't have an issue with starting businesses.
No.
Like businesses, especially I'm from London, there's shops opening up all the time, like Caribbean shop or a clothes shop or a food shop, and then 6 months later it's closed down.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's true, because there's one thing. There's one thing to start a business. There's another thing to maintain it.
Yeah.
And we just think, I can cook, so I'm going to open up a food shop. Then you stay at the back, you do the cooking and let someone else run the front. But what happens is we want to do all, and we can't. We've got to do what we're good at. So for me, like I say, nearly 30 years I've been in the hairdressing business. I've had my own shop and it runs, but I do Afro and European hair. I'm very. Sure. I do the both.
So you're able to do both.
Yeah, and that's how I train to do both. My other businesses that I do, I know that this is what I do well. That part of it, what I don't do well, then I don't do that.
Right.
And I've had to learn that I can't do it all. And for it to be successful and for it to progress and do more, you have to do what you do well. You do that. Focus on what you do well, the best, and what you don't do, you give it to someone else. Delegate that part.
Well, they talk about play to your strengths, don't they?
Yeah.
And slay in your own lane, stay in your own lane.
Absolutely.
Do what you, as you rightly say, do what you do well. But I think also there's a thing about us as Black people, as African people, not having been taught the science of marketing, of managing. We certainly knew because we had the bartering system long before we had Marks and Spencers and other shops are out there as well. But we had that bartering system, so we know. But what we haven't done is brought our stuff up to date. So that's why we still want the one person to do the one job. We just still want the one person will cook, clean up, serve, lock up. Do the one person with and be tired when they come to the counter. They're tired. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? But that's not because we don't want to learn. It's just that we haven't been taught in the first place.
That's right.
We weren't taught that science. And I think that hopefully that's something that will come into your
the power of collaboration.
Oh, yeah.
The power of collaboration. Yeah. Because one thing I realise is that, and this is not just with Black people, this is people in general, everybody wants to be the chief. No one wants to be the Indian. And I know it's probably not the right analogy.
Chief cook and bottle washer, everyone wants to do the same thing. Wants to be the chief cook, everyone wants to be the bottle washer as well, somebody else. We can't. So I even did a Facebook Live on it today, actually, to say that, collaborate. So collaborate with someone that's doing similar. It doesn't have to be the same, but it's in the same kind of field that you're in, but does their thing a little bit differently. Collaborate and build something. Put your networks together. We are too fearful. But I think that's because of that's because of a lack of trust, isn't it?
Yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
that comes from another place, which again, hopefully, you will
Yeah, we
bring
can't-
into
Yeah.
your science
We're
of
gonna
business.
cover-
I
Yeah.
think that's gonna
the business
that
one
is going
is
to be
so
a
big.
masterful
It's
show.
massive.
That is
Yeah.
going to be
That's
massive.
massive.
Yeah, and we want to
Yeah.
like influence the young people to
Yeah.
get into business.
Absolutely.
So that one's good for the young
It's
people.
needed.
Yeah, it's needed. They need
Yeah.
inspirational stories. They need
Yeah.
people to look up to
Mhm,
in their
mhm.
community.
And they also need opportunities because there are a lot of people that they can look up to nowadays. Because we know that we've got, that I was just reading about Lennox Lewis today, and there are lots of people in their various fields who are there and can act
As
as
role models.
Yeah.
But often our youngsters are not given the opportunities to
that's
learn
right.
from them
Mm.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or
what
to
it is,
even
but
see them as a role model.
Yeah, exactly.
It's seeing
Yeah.
and acknowledging that Anthony Joshua is not the only
Mm.
role model.
Yeah.
He's a good role model,
Yeah.
but he's not the only role model.
Sure.
And it goes beyond
Yeah.
and beyond that.
Yeah.
And beyond that. And Martin Luther King is not the only role model. Because we hear of these statement names.
Yeah, the big
Mm.
names,
The big
the
names.
popular
Yeah.
ones.
But you're a role model.
Yeah.
You're a role model. I'm a
You're a
role
role
model. Everybody in this room
Yeah.
can be a role model to somebody who is younger than them.
Yeah.
And it's knowing that. And it's also knowing for us as the elders to be in our place, be in the right place.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, and I'm hearing this, I'm going to go to your poem and your advert. A lot of the time we're talking and saying, oh, this is happening with the young people, this is happening with the young people, this is happening with the young people. But actually, yes, things are going on with the young people, but what's going on with the elders? If we are not in our place, if we are not firmly rooted and grounded in who we are, what can the young people do and aspire to if we are not in our place?
Yeah.
So therefore, we need to now start looking at ourselves and stop the young people. Yes, it's all in disarray, but let us get ourselves in order.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Learn from my grandmother. Say you must learn to dance a yard before you go abroad. So do this first, and then start pulling in the young people. You can do better. This is good. I see you can do this. Let me help you do that, and that way. But we must be in our place because the youngsters. How you can tell me anything and look at you
and look at you, look at what you're doing,
right? So we as the elders need to fix up, right? Oh, okay. So anyway, I'm in that mood today. So Hanifa, we're gonna do. We've got 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes left, maybe around that. So what I want you to do quickly is plug your event.
Okay. So my event. Between the 27th and the 29th of September, as in just under 3 weeks' time, I'm running a women's retreat. The title of my women's retreat is Unmask Your Inner Queen. Unmask Your Inner Queen. And the whole purpose of that event, I'll show you the flyer, and the whole purpose of that event is, well, it's come from a place where I just feel, and I'm coming from personal experience, I feel that I spent many years not being myself, wearing a mask, whether it be a mask of happiness to hide fear or to hide embarrassment or whatever it might be. But I spent many years wearing a mask wearing masks of different kinds, and I have over the years, certainly where I've been very much involved with working with people, I've seen that same mask on so many other people, and I've worked through a process of spiritual growth and just getting older, growing up. I've learned about my mask, and I'm working on ways to remove them, and so I want to actually share my experience and the experience of others, because there will be two wonderful speakers at that event as well, and to share our experience of how you unmask, remove that mask, those masks that we wear, and live the queen that we all have inside us as women. So that's what my event is really about. Unmask your inner queen, and it's about showing the attributes of a queen, not being you don't want to be the queen. It's because we all have our individual queen, and the same goes for men, the individual kings. but we are dealing with unmasking your inner queen. So over the 3 days, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we'll be working with women who want to remove the blocks that are preventing them from going forward with their lives and living their best life.
Okay, lovely.
So that's happening, and it will be taking place at in St Albans. In St Albans at the Aubrey Park Hotel, and there are still 4 places for the event. I want to say here and now that I want to offer 2 half-price places for the weekend.
Okay.
2 half-price places for the weekend. So if people want to get in contact with me, they can. And I'll also give you a website address that you can go to get information about the retreat, and I'll give you that now.
Right now.
So the link for that is www.unmaskyourinnerqueenretreat.com. www.unmaskyourinnerqueenretreat.com. And there's no price on there. Would you like me to give the price, or do you just want people to get back to me?
It's totally up to you. What do you want to do?
Okay. Yeah, let me give the price.
Give the price.
And so the price of the retreat, the full price of the retreat would have been £650, and I'm offering 2 places for £325 for the 3 days of the event. So that is that's excellent value, and I can tell you that the 2 powerful speakers that I'm having at the event, Jasmine Mbai and Oge Okasiemi, will be, along with myself, will be working with the women who will be coming to our event. And I say that when you walk in on Friday, you will walk out a different person on Sunday. You will have reconnected with the queen inside yourself and walk out with your crown firmly placed on your head, shoulders back, head held high, and queen of your life.
Right, so you heard that. That's Unmask Your Inner Queen Retreat, happening 27th to 29th of September 2019. To book your space, www.unmaskyourinnerqueenretreat.com.
Or I'll give you my phone number. Do you want to put that on?
You can put that on the feed.
Yeah,
we've actually got on. It's actually in the feed. The www is on there.
Okay.
But you can put the phone number there as well. If you are interested in the retreat, then please do contact Hanifa and get your place. It's a discount. Listen, it's pure discount happening on this show. Pure discount today, pure discount. So do that. Do yourself a favor and get yourself down to the retreat. Also get yourself down to Sixth Form College on Saturday, the 14th of September. What was I was going to say? December, September. Sixth Form College. Remember, the discount code is Luton in capitals, LUTON 50, and you will get 50% off the ticket price. There are £10 tickets still available, so that means you can get your ticket for £5. Make sure you do that within the next 24 hours. And Hanifa is going to be speaking us out shortly. I'm just going to bid you a good night and thank you for joining us here on Conversations with Yvonne Michelle. Now, I do have to let you know that I will not be doing a live next week. I will be going to a funeral next week, so next week's Monday. So I will not be doing a live. There will be a show. We might actually replay this show, who knows, but I will be at I'll be at a funeral next week, so I will be back the following week here at Live and Direct, Luton Urban Radio, lurlive.co.uk, and I shall be letting you know about my event that's coming up in November. Yes, and there will be a webinar, a free webinar for you on the 19th of September. But for now, Hanifa is going to end us out with a poem.
Yeah, I'm going to end you out with a poem that I always say that were it not for our ancestors, we would not be sitting in this room at this time, and we would not have the ability to speak out as we're doing now. And so I want, in honor of the sacrifices made by our ancestors, I want to just read a poem. I'll read it as quickly as I can, just a few verses, just to share. Yeah, just to share. And this is in memory of our ancestors. It's called Remember. I can stand here today, though many were made to bow down. I can speak here today, though many voices were drowned out. I'm free today, though many were in chains and enslaved. I have a job and I'm paid, though the ancestors worked for nothing all day. They stood and they fought, so we wouldn't need to. They bled and they died, but not because they wanted to. They endured the beatings and the shame for the future they looked to. They believed our lives were worth the pain, so they did what they had to. They wouldn't care if you wore Marks, Matalan, Gucci or Prada. They wouldn't care if you came from East Side or North Side and all that drama. They wouldn't care because they know that actions bring their own karma. They wouldn't care because they'd be too busy trying to survive their trauma. And today, their submission has allowed us to be free. Their submission and what they endured gave us opportunities. Their humanity and their dignity has brought home the reality that their submission held the key to our liberty. So remember the sacrifices of those who came before you and me. Remember what they endured to set us free. Remember them and honor them, that they have long since gone. Remember today we stand, we speak here because of their journey and the battles they fought and won. Thank you.
Poems. You can find that poem in My Soul Purpose, book written by Hanifa Muhammad. We have come to the end of the show. We have just a few seconds left. So I want to thank my guest over here. I want to thank Leon Marshall for joining us. Do remember to join him, the Hidden Science of Black Hair. Also want to thank Hanifa for joining us. Yeah. Don't forget her retreat on the 27th to 29th of September. We're out of here. Good night. God bless. See you next week. Ciao. Ciao, ciao. And that is a wrap. Ciao. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Just say bye if you want to say.
Okay. Take care, everyone.
All right.